make it for some Super Metroid. I am excited for this match. I don't know about you. I think it's going to be a really good one.
I'm always excited because there's always something. Like, something memorable happens every time.
And before we can even blink, the runners are off. The category is not posted on stream yet, but I'm going to spoil it for y'all. It's not Mini Boss RTA. Could be Dab. It could be any percent. It could be 100%, and it could be GT Classic, but it's 100%.
Looks like we're here for the long haul tonight.
Heck yeah, man.
That's a bad
I
thing.
love me some 100%.
Yeah, you've been grinding that recently.
I don't know about grinding. I decided to try it out again, though. But it's my favorite category to run, so I am excited to watch these two give it a go. I think Eduardo played Elminster last week in 100%. I don't know if Kelcharge has run 100% thus far in this tournament.
Well, I guess we can find out. Give me a second, I'll look it up.
Yeah, I have their previous opponents, but I forgot to write down their categories. So Kelcharge previously in round 1 won his match against Gameaholic, and in round 2 picked up a loss against Fuzda. A respectable loss. And Eduardo won in round 1 against Lenifis, and picked up a loss in round 2 against Elminster. So both runners are 1-1 here in round 3 of the Swiss. And so the matches are only going to get better from here on out as the Swiss pairings narrow down into tighter and tighter brackets. Yeah, there the category has made it onto stream. Both runners made it safely out of Sirius Station on their way to the planet. I think I heard some mini or some micro mook there.
That's micro, yeah. So Kelcharge has run GT Classic and apparently I'm bad at reading the line. I think he may have ran GT Classic twice.
I know I've run GT Classic twice. I feel like we've had some runners run the same categories 3 times in a row. I think Rumblemints has gotten, I think, Mini Boss, and I know Super Nintendo's gotten Mini Boss for 3 weeks in a row. It's crazy how these random tournaments work. Eduardo with a really nice gap skip pitless there on his way down to collect his morphing ball. And Kelcharge with just a very small lead. There's a lot more to the race than this, though. I think we're going to be here for almost an hour and a half. I know Kelcharge's 100% PB, at least if Deer Tier is to be believed, is a 1 hour, 29 minute, 56 second time. Whereas Eduardo has posted a 1 hour, 25 minute, 37 second time. So that would suggest that Eduardo's moderately favored in this run, but it's really anyone's game, and both runners are very good, so we'll see how this works out.
Yeah, and I think 100% kind of lends itself so if you don't run it in a while, that even if you're more likely to have a run that isn't up to your level just because of some of the strats and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I experience that every time I come back to trying to run 100%. And it's very easy to make a 3-minute mistake by forgetting right side attic missiles, for instance. That one is a favorite of mine to forget, so hopefully neither of the runners forget that one today. That one takes a while if you gotta go back and direct ship for that one.
You lose time, big time, if you mess up in the coming down the gauntlet, and the etiquettes too. Surprisingly, you miss that time, that jump. Someone last night missed it, and you fall down through there, and then you're gonna take the long way back.
What was the third one? Was
the
it
etiquettes?
Oh, Eticoons.
Yeah, if you miss the E-tank.
Yeah, when I was starting out with 100%, I was terrified of that one. Other really bad ones to miss are the gold Chorizo missiles if you fall through the floor.
Oh yeah,
Those ones hurt to have to go back for, and if you fall through the floor at Mickey Mouse as well, that one can take a while.
Kelcharge had a really nice parlor.
Yeah, we are just kind of glossing over the early game because we've seen it, 100 times so far this tournament, basically. Or I guess there have only been like, between 50 and 75 matches, but we've seen it a good number of times. But both runners are executing very, very well.
Not well enough to get BT skipped though, so that's a sad state of affairs.
Yeah, those PAL only or TAS only strats are pretty tough on runners. I've seen some folks go for them. Shout out to, I think it was Crocomeyer trying the PAL on actually a mini boss RTA where he had to kill Bomb Chorizo anyway. But yeah, I don't think we've seen anyone get it this tournament. That's how I feel going for BT skip.
Yeah, she calls it right.
Yeah, Kelcharge looking like he's gonna have a low 630 elevator here. Maybe even sub 630. 626 elevator time. Really good time there from Kelcharge. And Eduardo not behind, looking like he's gonna see a low 640. So both runners with a sub 645 elevator.
I think my favorite part about 100% is that you get to see the reserve tanks in action.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to see Kelcharge get his first reserve tank here. He's going for the D-boost strat off of this waiver. This is the first divergence in 100% relative to any percent in some other categories. Is the early supers room strat diverges, and runners are going to look to get a D-boost back across from this waiver to go back over to get that reserve tank. Looks like Eduardo's set up for it too. We'll see if he gets it. Kelcharge nailed it, and so does Eduardo.
So many D-boosts in this category.
Yeah, 100% is blessed with a lot of extra health by virtue of having to get all those E-tanks. So it's a pretty safe category, really, once you get through Fantoon and the Spike Room to get that wrecked ship E-tank. And Kelcharge with a beautiful reverse mock ball there out of the early supers. That mock saves between 7 and 8 seconds, depending on how you do the room otherwise. So we'll see if Eduardo can match.
Just missed it.
Yes, that's gonna... including the time it takes to go back and get this missile here in the early supers room. That's going to cost him about 7, actually 8, because he didn't get the quick drop. About 8 seconds relative to Kelcharge. And now both runners are making their way into the pink Brinstar area. Kelcharge skipping charge missiles early. I know a lot of runners prefer that. I think it's slightly faster to do it this way, and then pick those charge missiles up when you're on your way back for the waterway E-tank. And so that's what we see Kelcharge doing. See if Eduardo does the same.
Yep.
I'm a scrub, so I still get that missile pack on the first pass through just to have extra missiles to fire off at worker robots or whatever else it may be.
You can never have enough ammo. You can't have too much.
Eduardo making his way through Green Hill Zone, chasing Kelcharge over into Red Tower. Kelcharge is almost on his way up to pick up Spazer, stopping a little early for that door transition, but then getting his wall jumps up and on his way to grab his Spazer. I love Spazer Beam. I don't know. I don't know how you feel about it, Mook. I forget if you have a
I
strong.
love it because everybody hates it.
It's very contrarian of you. I like it. And Kelcharge also getting the Mach Ball out of Spazer. Kelcharge has been nailing all of these very, very tiny optimizations so far in this run, having just a very smoothly executed run. Eduardo as well. Really only that that mock out of early supers making a large part of the difference here that we're seeing so far.
Kelcharge with the fancy jump over into Kraid's mouth. I don't know if he was going for the 3 super entry, but he did make the jump.
Yeah, I don't think he went for the 3 super entry, but I actually didn't catch it. I think he checked and made the jump on the other side of the blocks, but
he did.
And Eduardo using a slightly different setup, a little more forgiving for his Kraid entry, but still getting in no problem. I see questions in the chat about the Hundo PBs for, well, specifically Kelcharge, but for both runners. Kelcharge on Deer Tier has a 129.56. It says it's his second run ever, I think was his comment on it. And Eduardo has a 125.37. But we can reasonably believe that that is not Kelcharge's optimal performance, and he's doing very, very well so far. Sub 11:30 Varia, good time for Kelcharge.
Yeah, had to kind of hit the intermediate Kraid kill there. First missile, it just didn't feel right, so he reset it up.
Yeah, as long as you don't do more than 100 damage, I think it's 101 damage is like the cutoff there for him to stand up. If you don't do more than 100, he's going to stay put. So you have a little bit of wiggle room in executing, and so he was able to get a back up there and keep Kraid from going through that stand-up animation, keep Prom safe.
Legs DLC not included.
Deer Force new.
I mean, it's important to protect Prom right now. It is becoming Prom season soon for the children.
Yeah, Kelcharge having a little bit of trouble getting that E-Tank, but getting his Kraid E-Tank as Eduardo is on his way. Again, runners pretty much following one another very, very well. I'd expect both runners to pursue a similar route, but we'll have to wait a few more minutes to find out how each runner's choosing to route their 100%. Neither runner decided to go for the moon dance plan, and so the next big divergence coming up is going to be here after Wave Beam when they're in Upper Norfair, where they go down to visit Croc or where they go over to get Ice Beam. Eduardo getting a nice Mach Ball exit there from Kraid's lair. I didn't catch if Kelcharge got that one or not.
He didn't, but he did have a nice entry into the high jump room, or the room before the boots. Really nice and smooth.
Yeah, so the only room, or name by which I know that room, shoutouts to, I believe, Cross Product as the progenitor of it, was the Can room, because it looks like a leg, if you look at the map. And for lack of any better name by which to call it, I'll stick with Can room.
I'll allow it, and I'm okay with it.
I mean, as long as it's a unique way by which we can reference the room, I'm largely not too strongly biased. Either way, both runners doing a good job getting through it, getting their high jump boots. And Kelcharge is making his way over to the boss of Upper Norfair, King Cac, over at Bubble Mountain, but first stopping and getting Cathedral Missiles, another easy item to forget in 100%.
Yeah, King Cac should probably be put into Mini Boss RTA. I think most runners would agree.
Yeah, I mean, very few runners choose to skip speed, so we usually see King Cac get killed. And Eduardo also remembering his Cathedral Missiles, so this one will not be the undoing of either of our runners tonight. King Cac tried, but Kelcharge fought valiantly and defeated him. And we'll see how Eduardo fares now. He is into Bubble Mountain, really only about a couple screens behind Kelcharge. Probably 15 minutes in, we have maybe a 15 to 18 second gap or something like that between our runners. Let's see. Kelcharge is hitting that door at 15-18.
Yeah, and also very important to pick up those missiles before you get speed. Someone, me, has forgotten and done that in the wrong order before. It didn't end well.
Yeah, I had that happen one of my D-Rust runs when I was starting to prep Hundo for this tourney, and so it looks like about 20 seconds, Eduardo hitting that door at 15:38. And so we're going to see Kelcharge here go get his Wave Beam, and going for the D-boost off of the Alcoon. I like it. It didn't quite work, but potential for a nice little time save there. But we'll see very shortly whether he's going to do early Croc or early Ice. And I think we're going to see both runners do early Croc. Do you know what either of these runners do, or what you think we're going to see here, Mook?
I don't know either of the runners, but I am pro Croc as early as possible. Just because I like Croc.
That's fair. I like Croc plus Plasma, so I'm pro early Ice, but I respect runners not wanting to do that. I ran early Ice for a long, long while, and after 100 attempts on early Ice, I switched over to early Croc and immediately PB'd.
Yeah, I mean, and to be serious, though, I do think the Ice Clip is terrifying to me. I mean, I'm not very good, so it's terrifying.
Now, it's only a frame-perfect trick, basically an hour into the run, that costs 10 seconds every time you screw it up. What's to be afraid of? Yeah, it looks like Kelcharge is headed down to Crocomire, and Eduardo doing the same. So we're going to see the runners pursue very likely identical paths, and so this is just going to be an execution battle for the next hour and 10 minutes probably. So that's exciting. And yeah,
if you haven't...
Sorry? Go ahead, Mook.
Oh, I said if you haven't already, get your Cheaty Myers, your Crockies, and all those goodies out.
You were on it before I was, and I see him popping up there in chat.
Kelcharge getting Croc to go for his deep skin exfoliation.
I like that. I hope he's feeling real good.
When you live in the depths of a lava acid pit thing, it's hard to really take care of your skin. It wreaks havoc with it.
And without the audio, it looked like Eduardo got his wraparound shot, and I think I heard Kelcharge get it as well. What the runners are doing is standing flush with the wall there by the energy tank, and shooting a charge wave spazer shot up and to the right, so that this door will be open when they get over here. So ideally, and Kelcharge didn't quite get it, they can spark across to these Croc power bombs. Kelcharge getting some inadvertent farms here. But making it up on the first try. And Eduardo getting the spark. That's going to make up a good bit of the time difference between runners here. And so if you got your speed syncs, drop them in the chat.
Yeah, Again, nobody meme falling in this one today.
Yeah, I really like the Moonfall in that room there, and Kelcharge not going to go for Indiana Jones, going to instead get the missile on the way in, whereas it looks like Eduardo's going to sequence these the other way and go for Indiana Jones on his way out. Two competitive strats, Eduardo choosing the slightly less forgiving of the two, but two strats that we'll see runners go for, and Kelcharge getting that speedball in, very nice.
That's fancy right there.
And it looks like Eduardo is getting Indiana Jones, so good play by both runners. Kelcharge does get to go for the coolest mock ball in the game and nails it.
The sink is pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's why these two strats are basically both competitive for this category. Both runners getting a little hung up here in the I don't even know what to call this, acid tides room. I forget what people call this one.
Annoying.
That it is. And Kelcharge getting his spark back out. It looks like Eduardo's going to have to do some wall jumping. Man, what a treat this race is being so far. I think we're just in for a good one here today.
I think it's shown kind of what makes this game difficult, where we've seen the runners hit, some very difficult, tech, especially Kelcharge hit a lot of this, the strat optimization. But then, like, just one little thing, like you miss a jump, he missed the jump there, missed the spark to get after Croc, and that sets you back, and it's crazy.
Yeah, there's so many ways to lose a second in every room, and then 3 to 5 seconds here and there. Stump is suggesting the cosine room. I preferred to think of it as the sine room, but I didn't throw that one out there. But
no one told me there's a geometry test.
yeah, Sloters is on my side here. He likes sine room too. Cephal Gegar. FBS coming in support of cosine room. You guys can let us know in chat how you feel about it if you haven't yet. Kelcharge and Eduardo both bonking Alpha Spark in sync. That was amazing.
Slaughter's refill hype for Eduardo.
Yeah, and actually, I like that decision from Eduardo. His health was 1 E-tank and change, and there are some strats up here, including sparks into the wreck ship that are going to take some health. I think that's a good call.
And Fantoon is Fantoon.
And Eduardo choosing to powerbomb out the Ninja Turtles there in Red Tower, something I've really considered, because he still has Spazer on, whereas Kelcharge only has Wave. I missed where Kelcharge turned off his Spazer, but having only Wave on makes for an easier Red Tower setup, akin to the any % Red Tower.
I just want everyone to know I really appreciate the math geometry debate going on in chat.
Yeah, I see Elm's point that it's a cosine since it starts with a descend, but who are we to say where 0 is?
Some would say the limit is not defined, does not exist.
I'd say that person's right. more sync from the runners here at beta power bombs. This is super, super tight. And oh, Eduardo going down to farm that cack, pick up an extra super, and keeping power bombs selected. I like seeing that. Eduardo showing off just a little bit more familiarity with Hundo, as Kelcharge's Deer Tier comment would portend. He may have only run this, 2 times.
We're gonna have the way he loaded up super missiles there. I thought we were gonna have an ocean fly attempt, but no go to that.
Yeah, and when we're considering what's going on here, we're going to have to spot Eduardo 7 seconds. Kelcharge skipping moat missiles for the time being. He's going to have to get those on his way back.
All right.
And Eduardo
Kelcharge about 25-40 in the second door here, so we'll see. About a 3-second difference if we're spotting the 7 seconds there.
Yeah, he's going to have to pay the 7 at some point or get a 99%, but I think he's going to choose to pay the 7. Kelcharge is going to need to be pretty careful with his health here into this Fantoon. He did do a decent amount of farming at the Zebs there after Croc by the Croc save point.
Did he just double super that door?
Reserve. He may have. And getting a really nice speed ball. We'll see if Eduardo gets it as well. Looks like, yeah, there it is. Both runners getting the swag entry for Fantoon. Looks like Eduardo is setting up for an X Factor Fantoon, as is Kelcharge. This is going to go a long way to determine how things look in this race right now. Looks like both runners opening up with a slow. And Kelcharge nailing that first X Factor. And Eduardo as well. Oh, and Kelcharge.
Oh, just...
yeah. Barely missing a particle there. And Eduardo matching. My gosh. Oh.
And there, Kelcharge missing his super.
Yeah, both runners have made it safely through Fantoon. Oof.
Yeah, Kelcharge went to, I think, equip supers and then realized, uh-oh, I'm on power bombs. It's not going to work.
Yeah, Eduardo leaving a lot of drops on the table there, suggesting to me that he's already planning for the ship refill.
Which is nice, but you still got spiky room of death.
Kelcharge nailing a strat that I just, for whatever reason, I mess up every time. Got that gap skip into Mach Ball there into the right side supers. Feels good, man. And yeah, if we count 7 seconds, I think we're synced here now. Eduardo might be a second or two ahead even.
Yeah. It's crazy close.
Yeah, this has been neck and neck throughout. And looks like Kelcharge is going to take his safety save here prior to going over and doing Spike Room, whereas Eduardo is going to go right in.
Like a champ.
even though it doesn't look great at the moment, I
Uh-oh,
like this
uh-oh,
safety
uh-oh,
save here
uh-oh.
from Kelcharge for exactly this reason, especially if he's not super familiar with 100% in this room. That one can go bad in a hurry. Made it through.
Yeah, it's funny, you know, you mess up, you start over. Perfect.
Yeah, it's just some rooms in this game, like Red Tower, for instance, was bad. It stays bad. But making it safely through to the E-Tank as EduardoMetroid is doing his exit here. Another clean, as best I can see, got a little bit of a slideshow there going. Exit from the spike room. I think he made it through cleanly with the bounce ball.
Just short.
Kelcharge almost getting the bounce ball through there, but
Still a nice exit.
that's an exit I hadn't seen previously. Kelcharge just angled down and shooting the bull with a missile. I'll add that one to the list of viable strats there for a reverse sponge bath.
Is a reverse sponge bath when you give the nurse a sponge bath?
I think that's exactly what it has to be. Eduardo remembering his right side missiles. Almost getting not put through by the first or the second robot, but getting it before the robot turned around. And Kelcharge also remembering, so neither of these runners will have to pay the 3-minute toll of coming back for this later. Kelcharge getting put through twice. And so this is another item with a few different strats that we may see runners go for here. This missile pack that Eduardo is going for, he's using the diagonal spark. Could see Kelcharge go for a running and jump strat here, or a vertical spark. Looks like he's setting up for a spark. Looks like vertical spark was his choice.
I don't think I've ever seen the vertical spark from the air there, but
yeah, I'd never seen exactly that setup. That was a pretty cool one there from Kelcharge. Eduardo getting a really clean deboost there through the crappy room with the puddles that's before bowling. And only getting hit twice. Not choosing to powerbomb out the blocks from the top, though. We'll see what Kelcharge does here on his way into bowling. Looks like he is setting up to powerbomb up here. And K going through the Chozo statue, but getting the powerbomb. So yeah, each item fanfare is about 7 seconds. There are 100 items that the runners will have to collect. So we should see between 11 and 12 minutes of fanfare. Interesting that Eduardo passed on the Fantoon drops, but his health is in a very good situation, so I'm curious as to whether or not we're going to see him go refill or not.
Ammo looks okay. I don't.
If he's got, I think it's over 250-ish health. I think it's a little higher than that. He'll be able to make the spark cleanly over through Gauntlet to the E-Tank.
nice speedball skip thingy there by Eduardo. I'm sure it's got a fancier name.
I don't know the name for that strat, if there is one. It was very nice, though. It's a little speedball off of that hill after shooting a shot so that you get a clean entry into this lake missile. And soon we'll see the runners sort of brought back into equivalence in terms of items collected, in terms of path, because Kelcharge is going to get this the moat missile here on his way out.
Eduardo taking his time, I think, so he can make sure he has enough health to hit the gauntlet spark.
Yeah, if I'm skipping ship refill, you need to do that spark to get up here to criteria power bombs. Then you need to dodge all of the, I guess it's alcoons and acid in the criteria power bombs room, plus do this spark. I usually want to see 350 before I decide to skip the ship refill. And static with the information saying fanfare is 399 frames. So that makes the math a little less clean than exactly 7 seconds. Of course, Super Metroid, 60 frames per second. So we're looking at what, 6 seconds and 39 frames. So almost 6 2/3 seconds. Kelcharge, unfortunately, messing up Gauntlet Spark, but getting the backup there on the tabletop by the ship at landing site and making it cleanly in. Kelcharge taking time to set up this drop to get these missiles here. Because the runners, of course, need to get both of them, missing either of these and falling down either side of this shaft on the first pass would result in needing to go the whole way back through Gauntlet. And so I think most runners this tournament we're going to see take a pretty conservative approach to this room.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about it for a while, and I just didn't know what to say because I didn't want to say anything because I just didn't want to commentators curse them. Because I've done that to people.
I feel like every egregious error you can make in 100% I've made at one point or another, and so I feel for the runners, but I don't fear commentator cursing. Eduardo making it cleanly over to the Edekun's power bombs, and Kelcharge not far behind. And I see a question from Mercarsist, sorry, I probably mispronounced that in the chat, about how long a 100% run takes. Usually on the order of about an hour and a half. World records, 75 minutes. Some runners will get times in the 105-minute range, but typically about 90-minute time.
Eduardo with an inch. I've never seen that spark either. Across like that in pink Brinstar.
Yeah, I don't know what makes that spark more desirable. I think it depends when you're going to powerbomb open the door for Wavegate. But it didn't look like Eduardo was going for Mission Impossible, and so that might have informed his choice of Spark, where he's going to maybe powerbomb. Yeah, he's going to powerbomb here while he's knocking out his Force Spawn missile blocks, and then set up his wraparound super shot here. So that was the adjustment from using that Spark. We'll see what Kelcharge chooses to do. Yeah, Kelcharge just putting the power bomb in a, I don't know, I'll say more standard spot. So he's going to knock out the blocks here into Mission Impossible, plus open the Wavegate door. And let's see, as the question on what the runner's paces are right now, I think Eduardo's on about a 126 pace. Kelcharge looking like about a 127 right now. But I'll have a better calibration point coming up here. I guess the next time I would split.
Nice D-boost out of that room that I don't know the name to.
I just call it the Wavegate room.
Yeah, that's a good one for it. And anytime we talk about waterway here, all I can think about is the movie Water World, which, you know, not good.
Yeah, we're just gonna let that one go. If any of y'all have Waterworld in your Netflix queue, we apologize.
It's a masterpiece. You should definitely watch it.
Kelcharge just a little behind at this point down into Waterway. Eduardo having a very clean run, making up for a couple hiccups early. Both runners really playing very well. I was curious about what strat Eduardo was using there. It looked like he was doing kind of a non-standard thing there on his way down Red Tower, but unfortunately couldn't make out quite enough of what was going on.
I really have problems with the breaking of the tube, that water doesn't leak into the rooms next to it.
Those doors are sealed very tight, and a really nice short charge there for the Main Street Missile Spark. That's either a fairly tight 4-tap or stutter 3 that Eduardo just made look very, very easy.
I mean, the game is easy.
It is rated kid to adult. 6-year-olds can beat this. Looked like Kelcharge was going for Blockbuster there, and either didn't quite get it or decided he would rather have the super from the CAC. Yeah, I think Eduardo's on about 126 pace, maybe 125. Either way, a pretty good run. It looks like he's running against his PB splits. If I caught the change of the color of the numbers from red to green there, I think he was red for a little while. And Kelcharge also going for this Main Street Missile Spark. I cannot say enough how tricky of a short charge that is, and just
and then you do that.
Going for the backup over here. This is what I generally do. Oh no, Kelcharge, come on, you got this. And this is why 100% can be such a frustrating category, is just like that you lose 15 seconds. Kelcharge getting the nice frame-perfect jump there through the door on his way over to Mama Turtle. And Eduardo cleaning up the beach area.
Nice missile pickup there by Kelcharge.
Yeah, I've just recently started going for that, and all I can say is it's not that difficult, but man, it feels bad when you miss it.
It looks cool. That's all that really important.
Kelcharge getting a really nice entrance there into Crab Supers. He'll make up a couple seconds there. Eduardo still just charge wave equipped, so I think we may see some X Factor here on Batwoon. And just like that, Kelcharge giving back those couple seconds from Crab Supers, falling down on his way up to beach. Going for the swag fish deboost, but not quite getting it, unfortunately.
Very fast 2-round Batwoon by the Eduardo. He said, "Die, monster."
The down grab looked a little iffy, and yeah, not quite full halfy, but props for going for it there for Eduardo. It was very close.
Way closer than I would get.
Yeah, usually I barely have a spark by the time I hit the door transition. My down grabs are not clean. And getting the precious missiles on his way into Dragon. We might see him go for either a spike suit or a blue suit strat here for Dragon. Otherwise, it's usually better to get those once you have space jump, just to maybe a little more efficient. I guess it depends whether you're utilizing your running speed hitting that door transition or not. But yeah, I see a question about the Batwoon E-Tank here from Frost Tsunami. And the Fruit Bat Salad commenting that they'll go back for it. Typically, runners are going to get that either right after Dragon, or they're going to get it after they go through the sand pit once. You actually go by that item 3 times because of how sort of circuitous and just impossible to route Meridia is. Eduardo just deciding to grapple kill Dragon.
And why not?
Really nice quick kill. And almost a 1-round Batwoon there from Kelcharge, but getting a 2-round. So we'll tell Batwoon he does not belong in this world. And Kelcharge just going for a normal ol' halfie. Not gonna go for the full variety. Getting it nicely. And a little bit of a high five there for the runners in... Is that Coliseum? Yeah, it's Coliseum. And Kelcharge also getting the precious missiles on his way into Dragon. And there, EduardoMetroid getting that E-Tank for you there, Frost Tsunami. And welcome to watching Super Metroid speedruns. They're fantastic. They're even more fun when you do them. Looks like Kelcharge is setting up for a similar Dragon strat here, the X Factor and Shine Spark plan that Eduardo was on. Looks like he connected with his particles there. And we'll see. Looks like an opportunity for 2 in blue, but missing the second short charge. Decided to just pump Dragon full of ammo. Almost getting the 2 round there. I think we're about 2 supers away. And there goes Dragon for Kelcharge as Eduardo is headed over to one of my favorite rooms in the game, the Pants Room, which leads, of course, to everyone's favorite shock tool. So
I did not know this was the Pants Room. So it's shaped like pants, I see.
Yeah, it's got that door transition in the middle. And it just kind of looks like pants.
I'll buy it.
And that being one of the biggest advantages of going for the early grapple route that both runners have taken is you have grapple beam at this point, and so you're able to avoid having to do an ice clip at, I guess, 52 minutes into your run, which is a frame-perfect freezing of a Puyo that's in the Pants Room to clip through a ceiling. And Kelcharge choosing to get the E-Tank on his second pass, so only seeming to make up a few seconds.
Yeah, I don't really think it matters. I mean, someone probably can prove me wrong, but I don't think it really matters when you get the thing, that E-Tank.
I think it's optimal to get it the second time, just because it's exactly equivalent, but you'll have more health going into Lower Norfair, but it's so negligible.
Biggest key, don't forget it.
Yeah, I usually grab it the first time just so that in case I, were to accidentally fast fall through the sand, I wouldn't be completely screwed.
Definitely a good plan. Elevator going up for Eduardo.
Yeah, right up the toilet, and we'll see him go. Not back down, unfortunately, but over to Plasma. As Kelcharge now is making his way over to visit Shock Tool.
Do we have the Shock Tool emotes on this speed gaming? Because if not, we're missing out.
Yeah, we're in Speed Gaming 2, so I don't know if Speed Gaming 2 has Shock Tool or not. I don't see any Shock Tools in the chat, and I'm disappointed.
I'm not mad at you guys, but I am disappointed.
Oh, there's my man Sloters coming through. Thank you, Sloters. This is better than a Shock Tool pyramid.
That's why Sloters is a champion.
Ooh.
Hmm.
I just lost the stream. Did you lose the stream, Mook?
Yeah.
Panic Basket. All right. So, yeah,
Shack
Sephi
Tool.
wants to murder Shock Tool. So we're gonna see after Spring Ball, Kelcharge is going to be on his way over to pick up his Plasma Beam as Eduardo makes his way down toward Lower Norfair. He's going to have to go get Ice Beam.
Shout outs to Fiesel for the quick fix of that, by the way.
Oh,
Give him
and
some
it looks
tacos,
like
everyone.
boom. Yeah, everybody should be subbed to speed gaming of some sort. Maybe all the speed gamings, all 17 of them.
Especially the Ocho.
We are back just in time to catch Eduardo getting a really nice short charge and spark up to the aqueduct items. Splice confirmed here, unfortunately. Both these runs are going to have to be invalidated.
But how do you unvalidate them when they both have Spring Ball?
Ooh. This is tough. They even got validation missiles. And Eduardo collecting his second sandpit items. Those are going to pretty much finish up Meridia for him. And he's going to be on his way over to get his Ice Beam. Kelcharge going for the really swag reverse Cack Alley strat with I guess the Speedball Spring Ball strat that doesn't actually save all that much time, but damn, it looks cool.
And the most important thing is swag. I mean,
that's why 100% is my favorite category. I mean, it's got all of the sweet swag strats. Now that runners have Spring Ball unlocks all the best strats. And so it's just, now the next 25-ish to 30 minutes are just super, super cool movement. Kelcharge getting his quick drop and Eduardo over to Kraid missiles. We'll see if Kelcharge gets the how he does for the aqueduct items. Got his short charge, and he's up. And so Kelcharge is now showing us the part of the game that we just missed on Eduardo's screen, but I'm sure Eduardo did all of pretty much exactly this movement. As Kelcharge hits this transition, he's going to want to fire left, delay, and fire left again to knock out the blocks that he did, and also to open that reserve tank that he passed on. And so he has to unmorph and shoot it instead, but you know, very, very small optimization.
And Eduardo with the spark through into ice, foregoing the bounce ball strats.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 6.5 because it's passing on the spring ball, but still pretty efficient. But I want to see some swag spring ball strats. I want to see some reverse slinky attempts. I just want to enjoy some spring ball.
It's reverse slinky or riot, pretty much.
There would be a lot of riots, man.
Yeah.
Only MVPs like Sloters get that reverse slinky.
When I saw Seffi do it, it looks really cool. It took him a while, but he did it.
It is really cool. That's why he did it. So, Seffi tried to explain Blockbuster to me the other day, and his explanation was in terms of reverse slinky. He said, "Oh, you have to, keep yourself from reaching top speed. It's just like reverse slinky. Like I would know how to do reverse slinky just innately."
You
So
don't?
I spent 2 hours trying to do reverse slinky, and I didn't even get close.
Just casual reverse slinky.
And Eduardo getting sniped by the Namahe there on his entry. But making it to the Lower Norfolk elevator. Really nice elevator time. If I use my splits as reference, I think he's on about a 126 pace right now. The back part of my run wasn't that disastrous, so it's a pretty nice pace. And going for the swag speedball strat there. Props to Eduardo for even, attempting it. It's a very cool strat when it's nailed. It's one of those nice hundo strats.
That's why it's hundo fundo.
And for anyone not familiar with hundo and why Eduardo is choosing to go this way rather than do the standard thing and green gate glitch into here, it's this missile pack right here that is otherwise, if not impossible, very nearly impossible to get. I've heard murmurings of something related to a crystal flash clip, but I don't believe it.
I mean, I'm sure there's a way that you could, like, X-ray climb through it or something, but it definitely would not be fast.
I don't think there's a way to get clipped into anything to do an inbounds climb for that. I really think it would be crystal flash clip or bust. And I guess an old TAS did a crystal flash clip. Canadian Al says I'll believe that. I don't watch nearly enough TAS. But if anyone has an RTA crystal flash clip, and wants to share that with me, it's a good way to get yourself purged from chat. So go ahead and do that. Kelcharge getting a nice Lower Norfolk entry, as Eduardo is finishing up in the screw attack area and on his way over to pillars, going for a medium speed pillars here. And Kelcharge getting a little closer to that strat. Still not quite getting it, but another very good attempt. Both these runners putting on a really nice show.
I wonder if Disney has tried to cease and desist Super Metroid for the Mickey Mouse room.
It's just how the planet was built, man. Like, Super Metroid can't help what Zebes looks like.
It's all science and geology stuff.
Yeah, space pirate lore and whatnot. That is how Disney feels about Mickey Mouse Room.
But that's through a closed door and across the and a hallway. So that's my life.
Yeah. If you need to step away, I got this. Eduardo.
No, I think everything's perfectly normal.
Okay. Getting his power bombs of shame. Of course, not shameful at all right now. He has to get them. Kelcharge getting his screw attack only a couple minutes behind. And Eduardo not getting the Kago there, getting it on the second or third try. And on his way over to Metal Pirates. We'll see what strat he is. Looks like he's setting up for a charge kill and using a diagonal shot. And then the 3 uncharged shots, that's enough to do 900 from the charge shot, and then 300 apiece from the uncharged ones, and splitting with a super strat. Super's dealing double damage to the 1800 HP Metal Pirates, killing them in 3 shots as well.
Kelcharge exacting his revenge on the worst room in the game, which isn't necessarily so worst in Hundo.
Yeah, so I started off with Hundo, and everyone called it worst room in the game, and I was just like, I don't know, I don't get it. It's not the worst room in the game for me. And then I ran pretty much any other category, and I immediately understood. Eduardo onto Ridley, doing a nice job splitting time with supers and charge ice wave plasma. Looks like he's having a pretty clean fight, taking a little bit of an acid bath, because he's going to have to get the Ridley tank anyway. May as well just tank some damage. And we are going to be set up for a nice high 5 here. Kelcharge deciding he really wants to farm that Key Hunter. Just doesn't like Key Hunters today.
Who does, really?
I don't. I guess I'm on Team Kelcharge when it comes to Key Hunters. And getting a really nice entry there through Wasteland, getting a clean screw attack jump. And what was the worst room for me, TG Derp asks, if not worst room in the game? That room with the bats over in the beach area is pretty bad. And the room with the puddles that leads into bowling is also pretty crappy. So I'll put a vote in for either of those. Eduardo getting a really nice Wasteland speedball there after picking off the Diskegas as Kelcharge makes his way into Ridley. So just a little behind. We got that nice high 5 there.
I would think that a room I don't like is the one the lava missiles are in.
Cathedral? Is that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another really awkward room. Yeah. Kip nominating the grapple room before Lava Dive, especially related to RBO.
Oh, that, yeah.
And Rumblements with Double Chamber, the worst room in the game. Lots of worst rooms in the game. If anyone else has other opinions on worst room in the game, let us know. I think Kelcharge thought Ridley was dead, but Ridley didn't think Ridley was dead. And so, having to get a couple more shots in.
Oh, yeah, the Hellway, that's a rough room right there, too. That's a good...
And now Ridley is down, so we got some votes for Climb. Sloters with Spazer Room, that is some disrespect.
G4 is pretty tough.
The Climb and Red Tower from Gameaholic, just starting out. Those rooms are completely brutal. Kelcharge with a nice exit back here. See if he's going to go for a reverse Plower House. Looks like he was starting to, and then kind of opted out.
Or maybe he just likes to skip.
And we'll see if Kelcharge goes for... Nope, not going for the swag spring ball jump through the platform. I went for that the other night and just fell straight back down, and it felt really bad. So I don't blame him for skipping that. But getting his Wasteland speedball, such a nice strat. as Eduardo gets the Franker Z missiles, so get those Franker Zs in chat. I used to call it the mushroom missiles because I was trying to name rooms well before I was aware of Twitch. Or Justin TV, or whatever it may have been at the time.
I don't think I got those until I didn't know they were there until I was watching on Twitch.
Yeah, finding all the items in this game was surprisingly tough. I don't know if I ever actually figured out how to... I think I was missing Mama Turtle missiles casually. And I may have never figured out how to get Main Street. But Eduardo, back into Bubble Mountain, has exited Lower Norfair, doing his sort of cleanup phase now. I think he got both the missiles and the reserve there. I can't imagine he would have not. Just only got a couple frames there. Yeah, Mama Turtle missile was brutal to find because there wasn't really a convenient spot to stand to X-ray it. Whereas, like, pretty much everything else was pretty reasonable to find with X-ray, which small child me spent many, many hours trying to X-ray things in this game. But those Mama Turtle missiles, they were hidden.
Yeah, and like the speed booster ones, why would you take the X-ray into there after you're to get speed?
I can attest as to the reason to take X-ray in there is because you're walking through the rooms and X-raying everything, trying to find all the items. Once you get to like 94%, it was just a grind of trying to find out which rooms might still have secrets.
I was just terrible at that stuff as a kid, I guess.
Eduardo getting ready. It's almost time. Well, it's time for X-ray first, but then it's time for reverse slinky. And so if you're listening, Eduardo, I expect to see a legitimate attempt. You don't need to nail it. You just got to go for it.
Oh, if he doesn't nail it, I'm gonna have Minnie run through the hallway again in frustration.
I hope it doesn't, but I think it might happen anyway. I see tales of misery from a number of folks related to Meridia items and other items and being a completionist in Super Nintendo games. And without the power of the internet, finishing some of these games was a real chore.
Yeah, I wish there was a way that I could kind of...
All right. Oh, that was close enough to an attempt.
I'll allow it.
We'll give him a passing grade. F+.
You heard me. F+.
Barely.
By the way, that's one of the best concerts.
Putting on really nice runs. It's really just a meme.
The F plus talk was referring to Tenacious D, everyone, so we were just having fun. By the way, great concert.
Yeah, unfortunately never have gotten to see them live. Kelcharge making his way over to X-Ray as Eduardo is headed for Billy Mays.
Billy Mays here.
What's Billy Mays selling today?
Missiles. But wait, there's more.
Why do we want missiles? What are they good for?
Blowing things up. And the rock strikes Samus.
That rock gets me every time. I'll even try and run out with an angle up and shoot some missiles and hope, but no, it's futile.
You can't escape the power that is Dwayne Johnson.
And Kelcharge getting just about as far as Eduardo, but going for it. So props to both runners. F pluses all around. Eduardo keeping his spark through the elevator, getting a spark back across to Mother Brain missiles. It's a nice, it's another hundo-specific nice strat. We'll see what he does for the climb supers. And Kelcharge was going for a speedball there over to Blue Brinstar's power bombs. I missed whether he ultimately got it. I saw him setting up for it. Kelcharge putting that power bomb right where he wants it so that he can wall jump straight up to Billy Mays. And Eduardo having a little bit of trouble here with the shaft supers. Can be really tricky to get this room cleanly. But makes it up, gets his supers, and he is one item away from all of the items, assuming he didn't miss any.
Just gotta get his dental plan on.
And there he goes. And Kelcharge screw attacking through the rock. I don't know if that's a time save at all, but I approve because the rock didn't hit him.
Rocks are jerks.
Yeah, Eduardo on his way over to G4. See what his G4 time is here. Kelcharge also getting the spark and then doing a little bit of a dance. I think he was trying to get a screw attack there, but looks like yeah, he was just doing a dance instead, and a nice G4 there. Looked like Cray died at about 1:19:16. I missed the door time, but I'd say he's on pace for a mid to high 126. And Kelcharge freezing all of those dudes there in the shaft supers. I forget what they're called, those bouncy booger guys. But getting his climb supers very cleanly. And Eduardo on his way into Torian. Yeah, so TG Derp asks 127 pace. based on my splits, assuming equal execution, it would be 126.50-ish. So yeah, I mean, I assume that Eduardo is going to execute more cleanly than me. So I'd say mid to upper 126 is what we're looking at with baby skip. So a very nice time. And see what Kelcharge gets for a G4 time. And getting grabbed there by a Metroid, but thankfully ammo to weather pretty much any storm by this point in the run. So Metroid Room 2, it can try, but it will not succeed. Samus is just way too OP at this point. And Kelcharge on his way, a 121 flat to 121.01 time. And yeah, Kelcharge is looking at probably a 40-ish second PB here with baby skip. Looking at something like a mid 128.
And we all know baby skip's free.
Yeah, mid one. I would be shocked even without baby skip with clean execution for the rest of this run. It looks like we will see a PB out of Kelcharge. Fingers crossed. That would be great. Eduardo, speaking of baby skip, getting an F- on the baby skip, and looking in the Sephi direction. Gonna pay 40 frames of stand-up, but that's okay. It was a good attempt. The first jump was at about the right time. Kelcharge going for grouping strats here in Metroid 1. Getting snacked on, having a little bit of trouble with this bomb. He's gonna have to get it soon. This is, he's just going nuts with those bombs. But yeah, gets it.
Just bomb everything.
That's a strat. A really nice strat there in Metroid Room 2, making up for the small Metroid 1 disaster. And Eduardo is through. Got a nice little CWJ there on his Zeb skip. On to Mother Brain 1. Kelcharge, it's being pointed out, has that 230. So, would have had to miss something really tough to miss if he was gonna not have all the items. Of course, we can believe the runners have all the items, but nothing is official until that until the credits show that 100 at the end. But Eduardo on to Mother Brain 2. Can hope for a good fight here. He's 20 charged plasma ice wave shots away. As Kelcharge is trying to keep the baby hungry. Good jumps. He's got a chance. Clearing the brush. And looks good. Oh! That was really close.
You overjumped that one just slightly.
Yeah, if the brush is still there and you land on it, that's just gonna ruin it every time, unfortunately. But looking to the right, man after my own heart, saving some frames. Doing a little bit of an arm pump of rage at the baby for taking 30 of his seconds and a lot of his health. But Eduardo has made it through, executed his stand-up, and yep, now he's got stand-up. And we'll be looking for 40 shots from Eduardo here, or 39 for the optimal kill on Mother Brain 3 once he gets Hyper Beam. Mother Brain 3's health sets when she turns fully gray, basically, is the heuristic I use. So we'll see. She starts turning gray. So right now she couldn't be shot, but now she can. And we'll see. It looks like Eduardo got locked down, but can force a stand-up with X-Ray, which we saw there. And now it's just a matter of not getting baby stuck anywhere untoward. You don't want to get your baby stuck in untoward places.
Yeah. Kelcharge with a very nice Zeb skip. Got out like through there quickly.
Yeah, Kelcharge overall, aside from Metroid 1, had a pretty clean Torian accepting baby skip, but very nice run from both runners. Eduardo close to shooting at a risky frame there, but dodging lag issues, getting a little bit of a problem there, but we got some graphical glitches, and Motherbrain3 is down. I think that was a 3-shot, was it?
I counted 2, but 2 or 3 still very good.
Yeah, very close to an optimal stand-up.
Kelcharge taking a catch-up.
Taking a Motherbrain to the knee. Setting up his stand-up. And Kelcharge is in a good health situation. Using a spring ball strat here. I don't know if this is guaranteed to work or not, but it sure looks interesting as Eduardo is escaping the planet.
I'm just hoping Kelcharge goes for Blue Bomber.
It is a I don't know. I think we can excuse Kelcharge depending on comfort with Blue Bomber because it's PB pace. I can see not scrapping time.
Yeah. Definitely. No.
I'm locked down, so
more of a hope than a must.
Yeah. If Kelcharge skips Blue Bomber and then goes and saves the animals, it's riot territory. But Eduardo going down to visit the animals. Looks like he's going to set up for the Shine Spark exit and gets it. The animals will be safe. Kelcharge also getting a little risky with his shots, but then just waiting. Ooh. That was an interesting choice there by Kelcharge. I think that was a 4 or 5 shot, but there Eduardo has made it to the ship. Timer is stopped with a 1:28.06. So GG to Eduardo. That was a very nice run.
Definitely.
And now we get to cheer on Kelcharge. A reasonable shot, sort of very marginal, but a reasonable shot at a PB here. It's going to be tight though. But GG to EduardoMetroid3. See if we see that pixel leaving the planet there. I didn't quite see it, unfortunately.
Nor did I.
The baby bonus or animal bonus content didn't quite get it, but let's see if we get the 100 at the end of the credits here. Kelcharge, again, the mark to beat is a 1:29.56 for Kelcharge, so it looks like he's on pace. Having a fairly clean parlor. And there it is, a 1:29.44 or 45 for Kelcharge. GG to Kelcharge. Congrats on the PB. GG to EduardoMetroid3 as well. Both runners, awesome display. Really, really good run. Very hype, very close throughout. That was a treat.
Definitely both runners, great runs.
Yeah, so if you guys enjoyed the race tonight, please go give both of these runners a follow if you want to see more content like that, and follow Speed Gaming's 1 through 18 if you want to be aware and have an opportunity to watch more races like this.
And subscribe to the Ocho. Always subscribe to the Ocho.
Ocho has the absolute best emotes.
And even better news, there's more tournament action on after this.
Yes, coming up right here on Speed Gaming 2, we will have more Super Metroid. I think there are 3 races back to back to back tonight. The second one is right here on Speed Gaming 2. And it will be Stump versus Blue Plasma Spark, commentated by Mako Bites and Gameaholic. And so that's going to be really good. And then at midnight Eastern Time, it's going to be Fusta vs. Sloters, commentated by Kip and Ancient Gamer. And my god, I cannot express how hype I am for that matchup, that commentary team. It is going to be a show if you want to stay up late night.
I gotta try to find a way to stay up late. I don't know if I can, but I'm gonna try.
Yeah, stay up late, watch it, catch the VOD. It's gonna be so hype. Respect to everyone who's in this tournament, but the Fusta Sloters matchup, possibly the marquee matchup for week 3 here. It's only going to get better from here, though, as this Swiss sorts people into brackets really kind of by skill, and the matches just get closer and closer.
Yeah, that's the great part about this whole format, is that it kind of gives everyone a chance and rolls everyone into a nice, and even if you're not great and you lose a couple rounds later in the tournament, you get to play with somebody likewise, similar to your skill level.
Yeah, that's why I'm so happy to see, even the newer runners, especially the newer runners who we've got in this tournament, who are putting on a show, and now they're going to start playing other newer runners in the 03 and 04 bracket even. And those matches too are going to be super hype. And so I'm glad that every runner in this tournament has, six matches of opportunity to get good games in. But I'll say thank you for commentating with me, Mook. It looks like we're switched over to Stump and BPS, so I want to get out of the way and let Mako and Gameaholic in to take over. But that was a lot of fun.
Thanks for carrying me, Maniacal. I appreciate it.
Minnie was the real champ, let's be honest. But it was a lot of fun.
She always is.
Mook. Take it easy, and thanks to the chat for keeping us in check.
All right, guys. See you next mission, which is very shortly. Have fun. Sweet.
All right, good evening, everybody. We're just waiting for the start of the race here. How's everybody doing? All right, thanks and welcome for hanging out for the second. I think this is the second match of this evening. We've got Stump versus Blue Plasma Spark. Extremely hype race.
Looks like good.
Yeah, I'm joined with Gameaholic. How's it going there, bud?
Pretty good. Yes. Figured, just checking out a really good match, and looks like we're doing a mini boss RTA.
Oh, did they start? Oh, no, they're just... Yeah, I see the category there now. Okay. He started doing series, and I was confused. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. And this is the only category where they start at the outside at the plant Zebus on the ship.
Yeah, as far as I know, I think this is the only one where the series is not involved. Well, I think there is another category, but yeah, this is the main one that everybody knows. Of course, no surprise here. This is the MBRTA multi-category tournament. Let me give a shout out to Speed Gaming, the organizers as well. Fiesel, thank you guys for all the hard work. Yeah, so this is not a particularly old and well-run category. It's very fresh, very new. Lots of ideas and lots of pathing still left to be done to see what's going to be the absolute best time. I'm pretty sure we'll see Varia from both of these guys.
And I would sort of be seeing some lava dives.
Yeah, almost certainly. Of course, I could be. I don't know. Maybe Stump will go to Gravity. I doubt it, but yeah, should be lava diving.
Which is potentially the faster route.
Yeah. Kip was talking about this. He got the world record back the other night. GG to him, by the way. And so yeah. From everything that we can tell, that looks like the path to take. All right, so this is a very good matchup. This is one of the matchups that when I saw it come up on the board, I'm like, I've got to commentate that one. That's just amazing. All right, looks like we're getting set up. I see them.
Looks like they have their save ready.
Looks like they said go already in the speedruns live, but